thank you everyone for joining. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, you can send them in the chat box. And if we don't answer them during the presentation, there will be a time at the end where we can answer all of your questions. I'm now going to pass it off to the dietetic interns to begin. Thank you.
Okay, hi everyone. As Gabriella said, we're dietetic interns. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Brianna, and we're going to be presenting on boosting your immune system and COVID-19 recovery.
So this presentation is part of Stony Brook Medicine's Healthy Libraries program. It's a partnership with the Public Libraries of Suffolk County, the Suffolk Cooperative Library System Outreach Services Department, and is supported in part by the American Heart Association of Long Island. The program is an interdisciplinary team of public health, nursing, and social work students whose aim is to provide evidence-based health information, screening, and case management to a diverse community of patrons in the public library setting. We refer patients to promote access to appropriate health and social service programs locally that will address their health and social support needs. For students to experience an interprofessional team and demonstrate the core competencies based on the Interprofessional Education Collaborative.
Okay, so just moving on, these are our learning objectives for the presentation. The first one is to learn about inflammation and the anti-inflammatory diet, understand the benefits of antioxidants, learn simple ways to boost your immunity, and learn how nutrition and exercise can help you heal from COVID-19.
So just to start, we have a quick disclaimer. These slides are intended to help provide you with tips for boosting your immunity and nutritional intake before and after a COVID-19 diagnosis. It's not designed to treat, cure, or prevent any disease, so please continue to take all precautions that you're currently taking. And we just want to point out that it's mandatory to maintain good nutritional status to fight against viruses, since optimal nutrition and dietary intake can strengthen your immune system. Nutritional status is affected by several factors such as age, sex, health status, lifestyle, and medications. There's no evidence right now that supports that supplements can cure the immune system, so proper diet is really important in fighting viruses. And we also just want to say that we understand it's a pretty technical presentation, so if you have any questions, we'll try to get to as many as we can. Just write them in the chat and we can answer them at the end of the presentation.
Okay, so your immune system. The immune system is a complex network of cells and proteins that defend the body against infection. The immune system can distinguish between normal, healthy cells and unhealthy cells by recognizing a variety of danger cues called danger-associated molecular patterns. A rise in body temperature or fever can happen with some infections. This is actually an immune system response. A rise in temperature can kill some microbes as well as trigger the body's repair process and speed up the functioning of cells that fight the illness. Higher body temperatures make it harder for bacteria and viruses to thrive, so our body uses fever as a quick defense. And over 65% of immune cells in the body are located in the gut, so it makes sense that our diet has such a big impact on our immune system. And then if you just look at the picture on the right, it shows you the organs that are involved in the immune system. There's the tonsils and adenoids, lymph nodes, lymphatic vessels, thymus, spleen, appendix, bone marrow, and then more lymph nodes and lymphatic vessels.
So let's just talk about what your immune system consists of to start, going off of Brianna's last slide. So our bodies have two lines of defense, the innate immunity and adaptive immunity. Innate immunity is something that we're all born with. Our bodies will naturally try to fight off invaders. It's the first line of defense for our bodies that consists of external barriers like skin and mucous membranes of the throat and nose. This type of response is a more general response and it's non-specific compared to the adaptive immunity, which will kick in and if an invader manages to get past the innate immune system. So the adaptive immunity is more of a specific response to invaders. As we get exposed to diseases, we build up kind of a library of antibodies or specialized proteins. So our body recognizes these proteins, and if they come back, the immunological memory helps us to fight the illness faster, or perhaps block it from your body getting infected at all. So immunizations work along the same way. They build up immunity and tell our bodies to produce the antibodies without being infected by the sickness. So because our body saves up these antibodies, it's protected if the threat comes later. So as Brianna mentioned before, that fever is actually what we think of as a symptom is actually our immune system fighting. That's the same when you're tired or have runny noses or congestion from sicknesses. And exercise, eating healthy, staying hydrated, and getting enough sleep can help our immune system be more effective.
Okay, so what is inflammation? Inflammation refers to your body's process of fighting against things that harm it, such as infections, injuries, and toxins, in an attempt to heal itself. When something damages your cells, your body releases chemicals that trigger a response from your immune system. This response includes the release of antibodies and proteins, as well as increased blood flow to the damaged area. So as you can see by this picture here, there could be acute inflammation or chronic. The whole inflammation process usually lasts for a few hours or days in the case of acute inflammation. As you can see, just some examples of acute inflammation are cuts, allergic reactions, and infections. There's also trauma like bruises and broken bones, frostbite, and burns. Chronic inflammation happens when the response lingers and leaves your body in a constant state of alert. Over time, chronic inflammation may have a negative impact on your tissues and organs. You can see here that chronic inflammation includes rheumatoid arthritis, cardiovascular disease, and cancer. And inflammation increases with stress, illness, and a poor diet. And this inflammation can make us more susceptible to illnesses like COVID-19.
So when we're sick, our bodies undergo a lot of inflammation. Antioxidant-rich foods can help reduce the inflammation and can play an important role in recovery from illness. So what are antioxidants? They're substances that may protect your cells against free radicals, which may play a role in inflammation, heart disease, cancer, and other diseases. Free radicals are molecules produced when your body breaks down food or when you're exposed to things like tobacco smoke or radiation.
So this slide just goes over some examples of sources of antioxidants. There are vegetables, fruits, nuts and seeds, salmon, beans, and tofu. So nuts and seeds are rich sources of antioxidants. Antioxidants are also responsible for the different colors of fruits and vegetables. So it's important to eat all colors of the rainbow in order to get a good variety of the different types of antioxidants. Varying the produce you buy weekly is a great way to have a well-rounded diet. You can buy fresh, frozen, or canned vegetables, but if you're using canned, just make sure to give them a rinse to get rid of any extra salt used during processing. And then if you look at this picture here, you can see that spinach contains beta-carotene, which stimulates the production of white blood cells. Vitamin E delays aging and protects cells from free radicals, and that's found in olives, sunflower seeds, and nuts. Selenium neutralizes free radicals from oxygen and nitrogen, and you could find that in Brazil nuts. Vitamin C helps regenerate soft tissues around the body, which is found in lemons. Tofu, blackberries, onions, and onions contain flavonoids, and then omega-3 fatty acid is an essential nutrient that protects brain cells and can be found in cold water fish. So all of these foods, again, are just examples of foods that you could find antioxidants in.
So a good way to combat inflammation in our bodies is to follow an anti-inflammatory diet plan. So an anti-inflammatory diet plan focuses on a variety of fruits and vegetables, as well as whole grains, lean proteins, nuts, seeds, and healthy fats like omega-3s. The Mediterranean diet includes many of these foods and is illustrated in the food pyramid on the right. So the pyramid is built on a base of physical activity, but as you go higher in the pyramid, you'll see the foods that the diet contains. So the largest section of the pyramid are the foods that you should eat the most of. They're fruit, vegetables, grains, olive oil, nuts, herbs, and seeds and spices. As you go higher in the pyramid, there's fish and seafood. And these you should be eating a little less than the base of the pyramid, but they suggest that you should eat them at least twice a week. Higher up is poultry, eggs, cheese, and yogurt, which can be eaten in moderation. And red meats and sweets, which is the smallest amount at the peak of the pyramid, should be eaten sparingly. So as an added bonus, the Mediterranean diet is also beneficial for people with cardiac issues and hypertension because it's low in salt and cholesterol.
Okay, and then this slide just provides more examples of what foods are anti-inflammatory and as such are also high in antioxidants, which we discussed earlier. Vitamin C rich foods include sweet potatoes, papayas, and citrus fruits. Cruciferous vegetables include broccoli, kale, bok choy, and cabbage. Omega-3 rich foods include salmon, flax seeds, and walnuts. And other foods that are rich in antioxidants are mushrooms, whole grains, and berries. And then the picture here also shows you some more foods that can help to fight inflammation. There's walnuts, pineapple, avocado, leafy greens, ginger, salmon, flax and chia seeds, broccoli and carrots, bone broth and collagen, spirulina, turmeric, cherries and berries, coconut oil, cabbage, and green tea and matcha.
So this graphic shows pro-inflammatory foods, or foods that create inflammation, so you would want to avoid these. When you have increased inflammation, your symptoms will be exacerbated. So some of these foods are sugar or high fructose corn syrup, trans fat, which you can look for as hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oils on food labels, corn oil, soybean oil, and safflower oil, excessive alcohol, which would be more than 2 drinks per day for men and more than 1 drink for women, processed meats like sausage, bacon, ham, smoked meat, or beef jerky, and refined simple carbs like white bread, fruit juice, white rice, muffins, candy, cookies, chips, or sugary cereals. So this slide is just showing you examples of how to spot some pro-inflammatory foods on the food label. So if you look for keywords like hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oils on the picture furthest to the left, these are really trans fat, which are no longer recognized as safe by the FDA. They raise your bad cholesterol and lower your good cholesterol, which increases the risk of cardiovascular disease and type 2 diabetes and can make you more vulnerable to viruses like COVID-19. High fructose corn syrup, which you can see in the middle picture, is really just added sugar, and it can have the same detrimental effects, which you can see highlighted on the food label to the right. It shows you where it's highlighted and says added sugars. That's due to the high fructose corn syrup.
Okay, so many herbs have anti-inflammatory properties that help your immune system fight damage. As you could see on the chart, all of these herbs and spices, except for oregano, have anti-inflammatory properties. They not only enhance the flavor, aroma, and color of food and beverages, but they may also protect against the development of acute and chronic non-communicable diseases and help people maintain health. Herbs and spices often get overlooked and may not be included in our cooking, but they're easy to add to dishes. And with such a wide array of benefits, it would be silly not to try to include them in our diet. You could purchase herbs already dried or fresh the flavor that they add to dishes can also help to reduce the amount of salt that you use during cooking. And most of these herbs and spices, like rosemary, thyme, and tarragon, can be added to foods like chicken and potatoes or used in soups. And dill is great for salmon, and mint pairs well with fruit, lamb, and in drinks. And then if you just take a closer look at the chart, you could see that not only are the herbs anti-inflammatory, some of them are also antibacterial. Some of them are considered an antioxidant, or could even be anti-diabetic, antifungal, antiviral, and none of them have diuretic properties. So.
Okay, so the importance of drinking water cannot be emphasized enough, given the benefits it has for your immune system. So water helps to carry oxygen to your body cells, which results in properly functioning body systems. It also works in removing toxins from your body, so drinking more of it can help prevent toxins from building up and having a negative effect on your immune system. You can start by simply drinking enough water, particularly if you feel you might be getting sick. So how much water do you need? You should drink a minimum of 8 cups of water or another healthy fluid every day.
Okay, so some tips for staying hydrated. You can take a cold glass of water to the next level by adding lemon. The health benefits of lemon water are plentiful. Lemons are a great source of vitamin C, which is known to boost the immune system, prevent disease, fight the common cold, and protect cells. Lemon water could also help with digestion and aid in detoxification. Sipping water in the form of hot tea is also a great option among immune boosting drinks. Drinking tea can provide antioxidants to your body, which may destroy harmful free radicals. And then some more tips for staying hydrated. Drink a glass of water as soon as you wake up in the mornings, or you could drink a glass of water while you're brewing your morning tea or coffee. Carry a water bottle with you. You're more likely to drink water if it's with you. It's also cheaper to fill up your water bottle throughout the day instead of buying plastic bottles. Adding a few lemon slices, strawberries, or cucumbers to your water can add more flavor. You could also try adding frozen blueberries as ice cubes. Eat your water. Staying hydrated is not all about beverages. Your body is able to absorb water from the foods that we eat. Foods that have a high water percentage include cantaloupe, strawberries, spinach, watermelon, peaches, bell peppers, and cucumbers. In the world of smartphones, there are apps for just about everything. So find an app that works for you and track your water intake. Trackers will also help to keep you accountable. And before you raid the fridge, try taking a sip instead. Sometimes our bodies feel hungry, but we are actually just dehydrated.
So being active and exercising won't prevent you from catching the virus. It can have protective effects and can improve other aspects of health, such as boosting your immune system. So get outside if you can. Check out the latest guidelines and then take a walk, jog, or bike ride while maintaining a safe distance. Use your social networks to motivate others. Social media can be a great way to post exercises and inspire others to get active. Take advantage of pauses during the day. There can be several breaks in between calls that you get, and you can get up, stretch, and walk around. And don't forget to track your workouts. Using fitness apps or trackers can help you stay motivated and accountable. You can see your progress as well as your friends that you may not have seen in a while. And some tips to improve your activity. Pick an activity that appeals to you, since you're more likely to keep to a plan if you like it. Keep exercise equipment at home. If you don't have actual exercise equipment, just improvise. Water bottles or canned vegetables make great weights. Involve the whole family in keeping fit. Arrange for outings that are physically active, like walking to the playground with your kids.
Okay, so what we know. According to the CDC, there is no evidence that suggests that handling food or consuming food is associated with COVID-19. The risk of getting sick with COVID-19 from eating or handling food and food packages is considered very low. Coronavirus is thought to spread mostly person to person through respiratory droplets when someone coughs, sneezes, or talks. Take preventative measures recommended by the CDC to prevent the spread. After shopping, handling food packages, or before preparing or eating food, it is important to always wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. And continue to follow basic steps for food safety and eat nutritious foods while taking care of your physical and mental health.
So your mental health is also important to your physical health. While in quarantine, remember to maintain a routine. Spending all day at home can undoubtedly make people feel a bit trapped and unproductive, but with some mindful effort, you can make the best of your time at home. It can be easy to lose track of time and healthy habits when you're home every day, but if you continue with your routine, you should be okay. Continue with a normal sleep cycle, and if you're working from home, have a separate area to work in so you're not tempted to distract yourself with things like TV or the internet. Also, it's easier to unplug that way after work hours and enjoy your time at home. Having a set lunch hour will also be helpful, so you can take a break from work and take away the urge to mindlessly snack throughout the day. Make sure to prioritize your personal time. Self-care is extremely important, and it's one of the first things we let go of when we're busy. Now that we have more time, let's use it more productively. Socializing is now easier more than ever. It's just done a little differently. Try Zooming or FaceTiming to connect with family and friends. The app called House Party allows you to video chat while you play games over the internet. Make sure to stay active. YouTube has plenty of free workout videos, and apps like Peloton and Nike Plus can be joined and have many different types of workouts. Some of the apps have free trial memberships right now to begin. A lot of gyms are offering virtual classes as well. The easiest way to stay active is just to go for a walk. You can easily add walks into your day with your dogs or kids, or you can listen to your favorite podcast or book while looking around the neighborhood. There's plenty of ways to make workouts more exciting.
Okay, it's hard to be stuck in quarantine and resist the urge to munch on your favorite sweets or salty snacks. It is important to make mindful choices to feel less anxious and boost immunity. Plan your groceries by purchasing less processed food. Instead, buy fruits, vegetables, whole grains, healthy fats, and lean proteins. Studies have shown that omega-3s may help reduce anxiety, so try adding more fish, such as salmon, or plant oils like canola oil into your diet. Magnesium-rich foods can help you feel calmer. Stress can deplete these levels, so it's good to incorporate nuts, seeds, and leafy greens into the diet. And then some other examples of magnesium-rich foods include avocado, chickpeas, tofu, and bananas. Don't purchase high sugar sodas and juices. Instead, try flavored water with edible citrus fruits or berries. Citrus has been shown to support the immune system.
So in the next part of the presentation, we'll talk about what to do if you become infected with COVID-19 in terms of how to preserve and rebuild muscle, provide recommendations for calorie and protein needs, some general exercises you can try, and how to maximize your nutrient intake. Though right now rates of COVID infection are decently low in New York, there are some tips to be mindful of in case you get infected in the future or if you have been infected in the past.
Okay, so some common problems during recovery and issues that may affect eating. During recovery, you may experience a loss of appetite, feeling full after just a few bites, changes in taste, pain, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, fatigue, breathlessness, and changes in your usual sleeping patterns. If you've been intubated in the hospital, you may experience chewing or swallowing difficulties that persist after leaving. You may have to rebuild your strength to get back to normal. Eating your usual meals may not be enough, so it is important to find ways to increase healthy calories.
So here are some tips if you're experiencing the common issues during COVID-19 recovery. For nausea, you want to try sipping on ginger tea, ginger lemonade, or peppermint tea. For diarrhea, make sure you drink plenty of water and plain broths to replenish lost fluids. Yogurt and kefir can also help promote good bacteria in the gut. For shortness of breath, try cutting foods into smaller pieces so you can spend less time chewing and swallowing. Also try softer foods like tuna salad or hearty soups with beans. If you have reduced appetite, making sure you're eating enough is very important for your healing process. Even if you don't feel like eating, set a timer every 3 to 4 hours and try to eat something small. So some people find that it may be easier to eat several small meals throughout the day instead of 3 bigger ones during recovery. You want to aim to make these meals high in calories and protein to make sure the body is getting plenty of nutrients and energy to heal. People may also find that having liquid meals like smoothies and protein drinks might be easier. Adding herbs, spices, or other flavorings to meals may also encourage people to eat more easily. Eating meals in a relaxing or social setting may make eating more enjoyable. People can also keep drinking plenty of fluids to prevent dehydration. Gentle exercise, such as a short walk, may sometimes increase your appetite.
Okay, so another common problem during recovery is unintended muscle loss. Illness can cause significant muscle loss and fat gain due to not being active and increased energy needs. Your body may need more calories than it normally would to fully recover. Muscle wasting or atrophy is usually caused by not being able to regularly exercise your muscles. Your inability to move may be due to an injury or an underlying health condition. Muscle atrophy can often be reversed through regular exercise and proper nutrition, in addition to getting treatment for the condition that's causing it. It is important during this recovery period to also be active to promote functional muscle growth and minimize fat depositing and storage. So we need to take extra precautions to ensure that we're eating the right foods in the right amounts. When you can, begin exercising so that weight regained after illness is mostly muscle and not fat.
So in COVID-19 recovery, your needs may be higher because your body is using energy to fight off the virus. If you don't eat enough calories or protein, your body will start to use muscle for energy. So here are some general guidelines to follow in order to ensure you're eating enough and getting enough energy to allow your body to heal. For more accurate and individualized needs, make sure to speak to a registered dietitian. So in order to get adequate calorie intake, you need to eat up to 70% more calories depending on how severe your sickness was. Your calorie needs may be up to 18 calories per pound per day, where normally you would only need 11 to 13 calories per pound per day. So make sure to eat regularly. So just to get a general idea of how many calories and grams of protein you should eat during recovery, you would multiply your current weight in pounds by 18 to get your calorie needs. For protein, you would multiply your current weight in pounds by 0.75 grams. So to fortify your diet with high protein foods, you may need supplements to help you get the nutrition you need and get your protein that high, because the normal adults need 0.4 to 0.5 grams per pound per day of protein. And for exercise recommendations, you want to start out slow and see what your body can handle. So just marching in place, walking up the stairs, maybe an exercise bike, or just walking around your neighborhood or stretching. You want to aim for 150 minutes of light or moderate aerobic activity or 75 minutes of vigorous aerobic activity per week once you feel that you're up to it and your doctor approves.
Okay, so what are supplements? Supplements are just that, a supplement to the diet. Food should always come first. The FDA does not have authority over dietary supplements in the same way that it does prescription medicines. The federal government does not regularly test what is in dietary supplements, and companies are not required to share information on the safety of a dietary supplement with the FDA before they sell it. The companies are responsible for making sure the supplement is safe, but the FDA does not evaluate the safety of the products before the supplement is sold. So just because you see a dietary supplement on a store shelf does not mean it is safe, that it does what the label says it will, or that it contains what the label says it contains. Not only that, supplements can get expensive. With that being said, some dietary supplements can help you get adequate amounts of essential nutrients if you don't eat a nutritious variety of foods. However, like I said, supplements cannot take the place of the variety of foods that are important to a healthy diet. Supplements come in a variety of forms, including tablets, capsules, gummies, and powders, as well as drinks and energy bars. Always consult your doctor before taking any new supplements.
So it may be important to supplement any missing gaps in your diet, especially while recovering from illness. So multivitamin may help meet gaps in nutrition. Vitamin C, you can do 500 milligrams twice a day. Vitamin D, consult with your doctor if you believe that you may be deficient. And probiotics are found to be beneficial since the gut plays a significant role in immunity in your body, and they will help to restore beneficial bacteria in the gut after illness and antibiotic use. So just make sure to consult your doctor before starting any of the supplements, and you can determine what you may need and how much.
All right, so the dietetic interns are now going to just go through the poll questions with you.
Okay, so yeah, sorry guys, if you were on our last presentation, we didn't realize that it didn't give you the correct answers, so we didn't go through the poll answers. But these are the correct answers. So for number 1, which of these is not considered to contain antioxidants? And it's D, beef. It contains less than fruits, vegetables, and salmon. 2, true or false, unintended muscle loss is a common problem during COVID recovery. That is true. 3, how many of your immune cells are located in the gut? The answer was A, over 65%. Number 4, true or false, pro-inflammatory foods should be avoided because they cause more inflammation, which can exacerbate symptoms. This is true. 5, which herbs have anti-inflammatory properties that help your immune system fight damage? D, all of the above. And for 6, which of the following is false? The answer was D, there are no changes to your body from illness. Are there any questions about the poll questions? Okay. So we'll move on to questions about the presentation in general.
We did get a question, what is Sacha Inchi, which was in one of the pictures we had on an antioxidant slide. It's just a seed. I didn't read it because I've honestly never seen it before. But yeah, it's just a seed and it contains antioxidants.
The super seed of protein.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions from the presentation?
So someone just messaged me, will the presentation slides be available? And yes, they will be posted. So the webinar recording and a PDF of the slides gets posted to our YouTube page. So if you just search in YouTube Healthy Libraries Program, you'll see our YouTube page pop up. And then someone also just asked where to find a vaccine place.
I don't believe vaccines are available yet. Yeah, not for COVID. Once they are, I imagine they'll be on like the New York State website, but I don't think they're going to be available for another couple months for the public.
Are there any other questions?
Thank you. And I think she gave, Cynthia gave a tip earlier about drinking a cup of water every time that you drink a cup of coffee. That's a great tip for hydration too. One more slide. If you need to contact anybody.
Yeah, so here is our email for the Healthy Libraries Program and our website, as well as our phone number. So all of our webinars also get posted eventually onto our website, but I'd recommend checking out our YouTube page or our Facebook page. Also, if you search Healthy Libraries Program into Facebook, we're the only Healthy Libraries Program on Facebook, so we should be the first thing that pops up, and usually those get updated before our regular website gets updated. So the recording of this webinar and the PDF of the slide deck should be posted tomorrow or the following day. All right, well, thank you everyone for attending, and we'd like to thank the public libraries for allowing us to offer this program to you all. All right, and thank you to our dietetic interns for putting together this presentation.
Thank you for having us.
And then Grace asked if we're offering other classes. So we do have other webinars and other programs scheduled. You can see the full list of our schedule on our website, publichealth.stonybrookmedicine.edu/healthy_libraries_program. I believe there's 2 more presentations from the on nutrition in the coming months. And then we also have a few more presentations scheduled in the following weeks on the flu vaccine, sleep health. There's one about WIC, and also some of our public library partners, like the Longwood Public Library, also posts our events on their event calendar. So you can check out and go visit longwoodlibrary.org, and all of our events are posted on their calendar. You can also register through the library.
Thank you so much. It was really great.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you everyone. Take care.